Hello and welcome to the video lecture on serial communication interrupt in embedded C for 8051 microcontroller. Let us first understand when the serial communication interrupt gets generated in this controller. So this interrupt basically activates when the data is either transmitted or received. There are basically two flags. One is a TI flag, which is called as a serial interrupt transmit flag, and second is a RI flag, which is for reception. So when any one of the flag, either TI or RI, becomes equal to 1, or when the flag internally rates, then in that case the serial communication interrupt will be generated, and it will be signal will be given to the microcontroller, and then the microcontroller will run the corresponding service routine, and the particular task will be executed. But always remember that whenever TI becomes 1 or RI becomes 1, the interrupt will be generated only if the IE register is enabled. That means the serial interrupt bit in the IE register, if it is equal to 1, then only that particular interrupt will be enabled, and then the microcontroller will get interrupted. One more important thing is TI and RI flag, they need to be cleared in the interrupt service routine. So whenever you come out of the interrupt, your last statement must be TI is equal to 0 and or RI is equal to 0. That is very important. Now here is a interrupt number in C. Here is a chart given. So here we are dealing with the serial communication interrupt, which is because of RI or TI. And if you can see in the chart, the number given is 4. So whenever you write an interrupt service routine, then you have to always mention this number. This is mandatory. The name of the routine you can give anything, but the interrupt number you have to mention correctly. So here when we write the program, we have to write the interrupt number is 4. Now this is an interrupt enable register. So just now we have seen that whenever that particular bit, now in this case it is the ES bit, which is for serial communication interrupt. ET1 is for timer 1 interrupt, EX1 is for external hardware interrupt 1, ET0 timer 0 interrupt, and EX0 external hardware interrupt 0. So here in this case we have to make this ES bit is equal to 1, but as we have already seen that whenever we want to enable a particular interrupt, we have to also enable this EA bit. So in this case we will make EA is equal to 1 and ES is equal to 1, and all other rest bits will be equal to 0. So 1 0 0 1 0 0 0 0. So if we see this pattern, it comes out to be 90 or 90. So in the main program we are going to give this value to the I register, which indicate that we are enabling the serial communication interrupt. Now with the help of one simple example, we will understand how the interrupt works. Normally we have said that the interrupt will be generated whenever the TI or RI flag is set, but mainly this interrupt is tested, or you can say raised, for the receiving purpose. So here I am taking the example of receiving bit. So the statement is we have to receive the 8 bit of data from the serial port with the use of an serial communication interrupt, and we are going to display it on the LEDs which are connected to the port P0. So we are giving some data on the UART side or UART window, and that data will receive inside the microcontroller using an interrupt method, and that will be seen on the port P0. Now here is a program for the same. So we'll first understand the program logic, and then we'll go for the actual debugging and running of this program. The first line is nothing but it is a header file, that is reg51.h, which will contain all the definitions for 8051 microcontroller. So we have to include first reg51.h. Then we have defined the port P0, we have given the name LED. So now in the program, whenever we want to use a port P0, that will be mentioned by LED. Then I have taken one character or defined one character, name is rchar, and the initial value of that rchar is 0. The RCHAR is nothing but it is a received character which we are getting from the or receiving from the UART window. Now the next part is the interrupt service routine. So this entire part is the interrupt service routine, and here we have given the interrupt number 4. I have shown you in the table. So serial underscore ISR is a name of the interrupt service routine which you can change, but this interrupt number you cannot change. So you have to write it like void serial underscore ISR interrupt number 4. Okay. Then you have to check it for RI and for TI also. So I have to use here if else statement. So if RI is equal to 1, that means if it is because of the RI flag, if the interrupt is generated because of the RI flag, then we are going to do something here. And if it is not, then you have to check for TI and then simply clear the TI flag, that is make TI is equal to 0. What we have written here we'll see where once we go through the main program. Now I have started writing the main program. So there are some standard declarations for serial communication. So the first is SCON register, serial control register. I have loaded it with a value 0x50 which indicates serial mode 1 with receive enable. So this is what is the format for SCON or serial control register. I have already explained this format in detail in my previous video. I will provide the link in the description box. So please go through that video first for better clarity. So here SM0 and SM1, these two bits, they are mode specifier, and here we are using a mode 1. So for mode 1 we will set it equal to 0 1. Okay, so this is 0 1. This is for multiprocessor, so this is 0, and we are making here receiving bit enable, that is REN is equal to 1. TB8 RB8 again they are used for multiprocessing purpose, so this is 0. And TI RI flags which are interrupt flags, and which are these both these flags they will be raised whenever the byte transmission is completed. TI will be equal to 1, and if the reception is complete, RI will be equal to 1. So initial value for both of these flags should be equal to 0. So we are only making this bit SM1 1 and REN 1, and rest all bits will be 0. So the format comes out to be 0 1 0 1 0 0 0 0, which is equal to 50. So here first we have mentioned that value or given that value to the SCON register which specify the serial mode 1 with the receive enable. Then this TMOD, TH1 and TR1, these three lines are for setting the baud rate, because in case of an serial communication, the setting baud rate is very important. And here we are setting the baud rate of 9600. So for that purpose, we know that timer 1 in mode 2 is used for setting this baud rate. So first you have to mention the value corresponding to the timer 1 mode 2, which is 0x20. So TMOD is equal to 0x20. 9600 corresponding to this baud rate, the value comes out to be 0xFD. So TH1 is equal to 0xFD, and for setting this value of baud rate you have to start the timer. So TR1 is equal to 1. So with these three steps we are going to set the baud rate equal to 9600. Again, for more details of setting the baud rate you can refer my previous videos. Then IE is equal to 0x90. This is for enabling the serial communication interrupt. So I have shown you that IE register format, and why the value comes out to be 90, that we have already seen. Now here in this program, if you can see, in the main program or in the while one loop, in the infinite loop, I have written LED is equal to RCAR. So whatever will be the received character, that will be assigned or that will be given to the LED. LED means the port P0. So the controller is actually busy in doing this task, that whatever is a received character will be given to the LED. Okay, so how this program works? So first when you start running the program, it will first go to the main. It will go for this first line. It will do all these settings of SCON, TMOD, TH1, TR1 and I. Once all these settings are done, now it is busy in doing this rchar is equal to LED. That means initial value of rchar is 0. So initially, if you can see, if there is no any interrupt, then in that case you will see the value 0 on the port P0. Okay. Now once the character is received, if I type something on the UART window and once the character is received, then in that case the RI flag becomes 1. Internally, the RI flag becomes 1. And when the RI flag becomes 1, the microcontroller will get interrupted and the control will be given or transferred to this service routine. Now it will come over here. Now it will check if RI is 1. So in our case, we are receiving the character, already received the character, so RI is equal to 1. Then it will go inside. Now we know that whenever any character is received, that character is available in the SBUF register. So if so for example, if you have given the letter small a, then that ASCII hex value corresponding to small a will be available in the SBUF register. So that value will be given to the rchar. Rchar is nothing but a variable which we have already declared. And if you want to see the value which is received or the character which is received, I have written this second line. This is as good as a retransmission. So whatever is in the rchar, again I am going to transmit, so I am again putting it into the SBUF. So this second line is just to see the what character we are giving on the UART window. And finally make coming out of the becoming or sorry while before coming out of this routine, you have to clear RI is equal to 0. But if this is not done, that means if RI is not equal to 1, that means if it is not a received interrupt, then it will check for TI. If transmit interrupt is there and if it is transmitted, then internally the TI becomes 1. Then in that case you have to simply make TI is equal to 0 and then it will come out of the service routine. Once it comes out of the service routine, whatever is a received character, that will be now shown on the LED or the core P0. So this is how this entire program will run. Now we'll go to the kill software and we'll actually see the working of this program in the debugging mode. So the same program I have written over here. You can go through this entire program. Now I will simply debug this program. So just go to debug. Remember that you have to always change the frequency also. Now see, what you need is you have to take the UART window or a serial window. So you can take it from here, serial window UART 1. And secondly, you want to check on port P0, so IO ports port P0. Okay, so these two things are sufficient. If you want to check the baud rate setting and all, also you have to take the timer windows, you can check it. So go to peripheral, timer 1. So here you can also see the timer setting and the baud rate. Okay, now we will go step by step. I will go by single stepping here. So I have started debugging. So here first this line, it will go to the main. SCON is equal to 50. So we'll also take the serial window. Okay, now you can see here because of this SCON is equal to 50, this REN becomes 1 and this is showing you the mode of transmission, which is a 8-bit and variable baud rate. Now TMOD is equal to 20. So now you check the timer window. So here you can see it has changed the mode to 8-bit auto reload mode. Then TH1 will be loaded with 0xFD. So this is the value 0xFD and start the timer. So when the timer is in the run mode, you can see that the baud rate will be 9600. So these are all initial settings. Now we'll also go for checking the interrupt system. So here are your 5 interrupts. Now when I is equal to 90 will get executed. You can see here this last two serial receive and serial transmit will become 1 1. That means the serial communication interrupt is enabled with this particular line. And now if you can see, we have not received, we are not giving anything still on this UART window, and as the initial value is 0 on the port P0, it will give you 0. So you can see here port 0 is showing you the value equal to 0. So unless and until you receive something, the port P0 will show you nothing. Okay. Now I will give something on this UART window. So receiving, I am giving something on UART and you are going to receive it in a microcontroller. So I had typed letter says small a, suppose. I feel we should run this program. Okay. So I have run the program. I have given this letter A. Now when I have given the letter A, that means the reception is complete. You can see here port 0 status. Whatever I am giving here, that will be received onto the port. Why? Because this letter, whatever you give, that will be first go to the SBUF, because then it will go, when you give something and when it is received correctly, it will go to the interrupt service routine, and when it will go to routine, then that value will be available in the SBUF, which will be copied to the receive character, and that you can observe in the window. Now I will give one more character, say small b. You can see SBUF will change to 62, same value you will get. I will get small f 66. Now I will give a capital A, value will be 40. So this is how the entire program for serial communication interrupt will work. So if you are new to the channel, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and please share the videos with your friends. Still you have not commented anything, please comment on the videos because your comments are valuable. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.